welcome to today's Q&A with Raw Chef Yin show. This is episode 25, the Instagram edition. Let me see if I can actually comment and say what this is so that people know. Let me see, where is it? And I'm not good at this. Q&A show. Okay, how do I pin the post? Can I posted it? I don't know how to pin it. I know there's a pin. Does this look like a pin? Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out this. Questions from your story? No. This is share? No. This is go live with Asamat? No. And what? Press it and then? Yeah, I tried doing that. Press it, nothing happens. Okay, never mind. Okay, so hello, Wen Chu Chang. Is that how you pronounce the name? Hi, Asamat. And hello, Darumali. Okay. So this is... Oh, I put my frame on. I don't want the frame. Is the frame on? I do not want a frame. How do I delete the frame? Okay, let me just... I do not know how to unframe myself. I've been framed. Okay, here we go. Alright, so this is a show where I answer all your questions on raw vegan food, and some of your, and even your questions on cooked vegan food for some of you, where I can answer. And this is a 15-minute session, so now it's 9:35, so I will end at 9:50. All right, so the first question was about these chickpea cakes. You guys see it? Chickpea cakes that I made is from my friend's book called Essence, The Beginner's Guide to Veganism. And somebody asked me, beautiful, did you use sprouted chickpeas? Okay, I have tried sprouting chickpeas a few times, but I think in this weather, in this hot Malaysian weather, it doesn't work very well. I've managed to sprout, but it smells really funky. And yeah, every time I sprout it, it smells extremely funky. And then I spoke to my raw food chef friend in Singapore, and she says she's experienced the same thing as well. And she sprouted it, and then it smelled so bad. She was so worried that she actually blanched her sprouted chickpeas in hot water for 2 minutes just to be safe rather than sorry. And she said maybe we need to sprout it in the fridge, because in just this kind of hot tropical Malaysian temperature, it doesn't work well. I haven't tried sprouting it in the fridge yet because my fridge is full. I don't have much space to do the sprouting. So no, the answer is no, I did not sprout. I did not use sprouted chickpeas, and the reason is because I haven't really successfully sprouted chickpeas here in Malaysia. I've eaten the funky tasting ones though. It's funky tasting and funky smelling. Yeah, okay. Via World Schooling asked me, did you purchase your dehydrator online or in-store? It wasn't online and it wasn't in-store. It was a pre-loved dehydrator. Somebody wrote to me on Facebook and said, hey Chef Yin, I heard you're looking for a dehydrator. I bought one and I haven't really used it, so do you want to buy it off me? And I went to see it and I thought like, hey, yeah, why not? So I I got it. So, because I was using the DRM OEM dehydrator, and then after that, I switched to an Excalibur dehydrator, and I'm extremely happy with that. So that answers the 2 questions. I also have one more question, but before that, let's say, hi Evelyn. Hi, how do you pronounce this? Kedelimas? Kedelimas? No, this is Rita. Hello. Okay. Thanks guys for joining. You can comment below to tell me where you're tuning in from. So whether you're in Malaysia, whether you're in Indonesia, whether the other day we had people from UK, Reading in UK, and we also had someone from Japan. And we've also had people from, I think, Australia as well. So yeah, all very exciting. And Singapore as well, of course. Okay, the other question someone asked me, because I just made raw tempeh. Oh, I was supposed to bring out the tempeh for you guys to have a look, but never mind. This is the tempeh. Yeah. And I just made it. It's the black bean tempeh. You can watch it on my Instagram stories to see how the see the progress of how I made it. This is the, there you go. Can you see it? Yeah, black bean tempeh. And someone asked me, where did it say? Okay. Someone asked me, raw tempeh can be eaten? And I explained, this is actually not raw tempeh. There's no such thing as raw tempeh because you need to cook the beans first. And once you cook the beans, it's not raw. So what I like to use the term fresh tempeh. Although you will see people who are running workshops, they actually call it raw. And I feel like technically that's not the correct definition. But if some people feel comfortable calling it, calling that raw, then I guess they can go ahead and do that. So I explained it's not raw. Then I said beans have been thoroughly cooked. And this person asked, yes, as with normal tempeh. So is my tempeh abnormal? I guess because this is made with black beans and normal tempeh or traditional tempeh is made from soybeans. But I teach classes where you can use the same technique you use to make soy tempeh, and you can actually use black beans, you can use chickpeas, I've used black-eyed peas as well, I've used mung beans, so yeah, you can do a lot of that. And the person asked me, so the normal ones can be eaten raw as well? I said normal ones are not raw. Tempeh is not raw. And then he asked me so the normal ones can be eaten. Well, okay. I'm presuming when you say normal, you mean the ones that you buy from the pasatani or the ones that you buy from the supermarket. It really depends on your personal preference. If you ask me, I would say if it's the organic tempeh that you find, I think there's a Meraki tempeh. Yes, you can eat that fresh, not raw, fresh. Okay? So you don't need to cook it anymore because it's already been cooked. Certain tempeh, depending on where you live, because from the research I've done, let's say if you live in the UK or you live in Australia, some tempeh packages, they actually indicate very clearly that you need to steam it first, or this needs to be cooked. So I would suggest you follow the advice and the labels on the packaging. And then if you're buying it from, say, like your local supermarkets here in Malaysia, I would say no, only because of hygienic purposes. Because I learned how to make tempeh from my teacher, I think in 2017, and she advised us not to eat those from the market, from the wet market and all that, uncooked, only because it might not have been made in very sanitary and hygienic conditions. I have seen how some tempeh has been made. I've seen videos, not in Malaysia, but I think in Indonesia, I've seen videos, and some of it is just made by the drain and things like that, and it just really doesn't look very clean at all. So that's the only reason. But actually the beans have all been boiled. So, you know, I think most of the bacteria have been killed anyway, anything that's bad. And then it gets fermented. So it's really your choice. I have eaten the fresh tempeh uncooked. Once it's out of the packet from the Pasar Tani, nothing has happened to me. Yeah, just to let you know. So I hope that answers your question. And then let's see who has joined us. Manaturo and H. Rije, hello. Raw Veganista, and hello. And Anita Mayang Puspa. Cool. Thanks, guys, for joining. Okay. Let me see. So I have another question. Someone asked me about, yes, this one. So I made this beet ravioli, this raw vegan beet ravioli. And someone asked me what. So I actually married in the and I have the free recipe here. So in the free recipe, I actually talked about how I use the rainbow vitality enzyme and to marinate the beet slices. And this person asked me, what do the enzymes do to the beet? Yeah, so they dance to the beat. Ding, 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 ding. No, that's a joke. Okay, the idea is to, number one, soften it so it's easier for you to bite into and chew. Number two, it actually gives a really nice flavor. Yeah, I actually like the taste of the vitality enzyme. And number three, it's an enzyme, so it's good for your gut health as well. Yeah, so that's the answer to your question. Okay, I have HRJ12. What's the most challenging raw? So I presume you're saying like, what's the most challenging when you are on a raw food diet? What's most challenging? I don't know. I think washing the spiralizer. I really like going raw. I really like the energy and vibrancy that I get, and I really like how I feel. I feel so great. I think when you travel, it's a bit harder. And when you travel, I think in Malaysia, when you eat out, there's no raw vegan restaurant in Malaysia. And your raw options are mainly salads. And I feel like, salad? That's like the most boring raw thing ever. I don't even teach how to make raw salads. I remember someone in Singapore asked me, okay, I see. Okay, let me answer that and then I'll answer you. Someone in Singapore actually asked me like, oh, how do I make a really... This Uber driver, he messaged me and asked me like, okay, like how do I make a really good salad? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't teach people how to make salads because that's like not my thing at all whatsoever. I teach you how to make... Here, this is my book. I teach you how to make nasi goreng Indonesia. On Saturday, I'm going to teach you how to make totoro onigiri. I teach you how to make pagaga chips. And I teach you how to make mushroom bulgogi. But I don't teach people how to make salads. So yeah. Okay, HVJ12, thanks for clarifying. My question was, what's the most challenging vegan meal you have made before? Actually, that's also in my book. In KL, we have this thing called chili Pan Ming. And this is the dish. Yeah. And I really, when I was not vegan, I really, really enjoyed it. Because it's a noodle dish and it has a soup and it has this amazing chili paste. and then it has like a egg yolk on top and it breaks in and all that, and I really like that. And so what happened was, when I missed it so much, I decided I wanted to make a raw vegan version. And yeah, if you can see it here as well. So this is what happens when you mix it all up. So it took me a really long time. This is like the most complex recipe in my book because there are many components. You have the noodle component, then you have the mincemeat component, then you have the soup component, and then you have the garnish component where I did like, there's the not deep fried shallots, and there's also the super spicy chili flakes. So let me see if I can find the pictures for you, because that's in my book as well. So the super spicy chili flakes, yeah, I love this. But it takes some time to dehydrate in the dehydrator. And then the not deep fried shallots as well. So there were just like a lot of components to this to put it all together. I think so, yeah. I guess making chocolates as well, not because, okay, chocolates, they are easy chocolates, and then there are some that's like more complicated, and because I make the simple chocolates without the filling, that's like pretty easy. But once you start making the filling and then to seal it properly, I think that was, yeah, I just served this at my 5-course raw vegan gourmet dinner. It wasn't one part of the courses, it was a surprise to end the day, end the evening on a very nice sweet note. So that took me some time to make it. I mean, because it was 3 components again. It had the, if you see, that's the yellow bits. It had the, I made it from cacao butter and coconut flour and turmeric. And then I had the dark chocolate and then the dark chocolate shell. And then there's also a filling inside. And then you need to make sure that the chocolate shell is thin enough so that when you bite into it, you still get that crunch, and then you get the filling, and the filling oozes out. So, and then when you seal it, you need to like seal it really properly. And my sealing skills are not very good at the moment, just because I'm still very new to this. I think I've only tried making chocolates with fillings like maybe for this particular one, maybe like 3 times. I think it just becomes challenging when it's new. You know, if you keep making it and you practice and you learn and observe from your mistakes and keep improving, then it's not super challenging. Yeah. So, okay, that's what it is. Raw Veganista, I wish I could attend the Totoro class. I wish you could come and attend too. Are you going to be in Perth end of March? Because I'm going to do the same class at the Perth Vegan Expo as well. And then if not, there should be a video coming up eventually. We did shoot the video, although that's a slightly different recipe, slightly different. And that's for my cooking show or uncooking show called Delicious with Raw Chef Yin. So wait for that to come out, but I think that will take a few months. I need to ask the production house people when are they coming up with that. Okay, so Swag Saucy and Carladi, how do you pronounce that? Cynthia Ang, Alina, hello. Adrieli, Wani, hi. Hi, Wani. All the way from KK. Met Kids Cooking, thanks for joining. Lucy Goosey 888, thanks for joining. Thank you for the fast reply. I do appreciate it. Are there any new dishes that you are experimenting or researching at the moment? Perhaps for your next cookbook. Okay, you know what? We are 2 minutes over time, so I will answer this tomorrow. But tomorrow's edition is going to be on my Facebook, so you can check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/RawChefYin and join. Thank you, and Beagle Love Yoga join. So thank you everyone for watching today's Q&A with Raw Chef Yin show, and I will see you on the next episode. Buy my book if you like it, rawchefyin.com/book. Bye. Yeah, bye. Get it, get it.